Hi. This Easter egg was inspired by the original More Slugcats dating sim mod, but has no affiliation with the original creators. You have been through hell and back, but now it's time to atone for your sins in your past cycles. You must find a mate or die. Which direction do you head? What? The Rainbow dating sim, apparently. Let's go north. You trek north towards the land of towering structures that pierce the heaven. Oh no, it's the chimneys. It's the chimney land. Bad. Traverse the rocky, hilly fields as you avoid the large predators that roam the area. It is here you hope to find a mate, even if they exist in this strange place. You spot a strange slug cat climbing one of the towers, unlike any you've seen before. It has no mouth with which to eat or speak with, and is able to generate spiky, bone-like protrusions from its tail. It does not react when it notices you, giving you a good view of it. Fascinating. Do you approach it to see if this is your compatible either as a mate or food resource? And you're like, oh god, I'm gonna eat you. This is Spearmaster. Yes. You approach the strange slug cat cautiously, watching it as it climbs to the top of the tower. You're not sure what it is doing, but you hope that it is another slug cat. Maybe you could have a conversation or whatever slug cats do. You call out to it, but it doesn't react. Perhaps it is deaf or cannot hear you. You begin to wave your hands in an effort to get its attention. Throw a rock at it is my only option. The rock hits their head and they stare back at you with annoyance. Can't you tell I'm trying to ignore you? I've already had to suffer enough through being the protagonist in the first More Slugcats dating sim. Please don't drag me into this again. You don't really follow the conversation, only stare back in confusion. What? The other slugcat rubs their fingers into their forehead in frustration. Who even decided to make another one of these? All this time, people have been waiting for more slugcats to release. What do they think they'll learn from a 3.5 years of an entire development was spent solely developing a dating sim? Look, just come over here and kiss me already and let's get over with. Kiss you, but you don't have a mouth. I used to have a mouth back in the first More Slugcats version. I used to be able to swallow and regurgitate spears. Isn't that romantic? I blush. Yeah, that certainly is something, Uwu. But now look how they nerfed me. Unbelievable. Spearmaster abruptly stabs a spear deep into the wall with a tremendous amount of force. It's a bit terrifying. How are you even talking to me right now? What? Oh, I don't need a mouth for that. I vocalize out of my tail. I didn't need to know that. That's very strange. You stare at the holes on their tail with fascinated and repulsed by their questionable biology. I will approach the tail. Whoa. Now that's a face. You lean your mouth towards the tail, and they immediately jump back. What do you think you're trying to do? You continue after them until they're back to the edge of the platform and go for the kill. You approach the sharp needles. Suddenly, as you approach, sharp needles suddenly erupt out of every hole in the tail, piercing through your body in multiple places. You die much immediately. Wow. Well, at least I get to restart. Rock. What? Kiss. How are you talking? Share in their frustration. I kind of get what it feels like to be nerfed, to be honest. You pat Spearmaster on the shoulder. I gotta eat so much food to hibernate, it's just dumb. They even removed me from arena mode. What the hell? I guess you have it rough as well. These developers hate us. Yes, they do. Spearmaster looks at you with a deep understanding. Honestly, I heard a rumor that they were going to remove me from the game entirely. Absolutely sadistic. Give Spearmaster a hug. It's okay, we slugcats need to stick together. I love you, baby. Heart. You wipe your tears off Spearmaster's eyes. Thank you, I needed to hear that, he says. But speaking of nerfed, I'm hungry and I need to find nutrients to siphon with my spears. The Spearmaster generates a fresh spear out of their tail and looks at it with admiration. Got eggs at the house. I got eggs in the house. What about me? Or let's go search for food. Suck me, Spearmaster. You're my only hope. You mean You need food too? No, I mean, you can siphon my nutrients with your spears. Is that okay? What? Is that okay? I want you. You want me to stab you? You'll die. Please. I've died so many times. It's not like it's anything new to me. Man, whatever. I don't have time for this. The rain is going to come soon. Spearmaster takes the spear and chucks it at your torso. It's not a pleasant experience. You quickly lose consciousness and your nutrients leave your body. Now, what if we search for food? You and Spearmaster climb to the roof of a tower in search of food. You overlook the canopies of structures out in the distance. The view is industrial, but oddly beautiful. You lean your head against Spearmaster's shoulder. This is nice. Heart emoji. What did they do to the meme? A loud noise fires from the sky, and a large harpoon immediately skewers Spearmaster's chest cavity. Their course is hoisted up into the sky by a string. Hot! Hey, I'm the Vulture King. This is our territory. Get lost, buddy. You just killed my boyfriend. That's a different vulture entirely. Got a problem with that? Our boss here does what he wants. We rule his canopy. I'll get my revenge. Raising your voice, eh? We'll teach you a lesson you won't forget. You will not forget the wrath of the Vulture Gang. Grab a spear off the ground. Before you have a chance to react, red balls of spit fly through the air and begin pelting the vultures. They fly backwards, looking shocked. You vultures think you rule this canopy. When I'm around, I'll rip your wings right off your body. The red lizard makes a quick chase, and the three vultures decide to make an escape. Threaten the red lizard with... Yes, we know how well this goes. Whoa, wait, that's not necessary. I'm not here to eat you. What? It's not normal for them. I'm used to dealing with red lizards. I don't think you can pull in... You don't think you can pull anything on me, foul beast. No, I just wanted to introduce you to my friend. They're kind of shy, but they've been eyeing you from a distance. Okay. Sure, I guess. The red lizard runs off to get their friend like a good wingman. Is that fake? Huh? What's even happening right now? Oh, it's a blue... I haven't even seen a blue lizard this entire campaign. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Oh, hey, what's up? Hey, I just think you're like really pretty and cute. Oh, thanks. So do you come here often? Yeah, it's like my hangout spot. That's pretty neat. Yeah, oh my gosh. Are you okay? No, I'm just so nervous. It's fine. Deep breaths. I'm pretty chill. You don't need to be nervous. Oh, wow. You're so understanding of you. I love you. What? I mean, wait. No, I can't say that. It's too early, right? I just mess things up. Pat the lizard on the head. Before you get a chance to reach out your hand, a tentacle slaps the back of the lizard and pulls it off the edge of the tower. You hear a faint slurping sound before even more tentacles emerge over the edge. Panic. Oh, no. The situation's gone out of control. Too much is happening at once. You grab your head as the mass of tentacles moves towards you. You, God, yeah, that's not an appropriate thing to say. This is a family-friendly dating, so you need to watch your mouth. Throw a spear at the creature. Little effect, and the creature quickly ensnares you in its... Why is it blushing? In its tentacles. You're dragged away into its rotten maw, where your body is dissolved away. Why is it blushing? Okay, egg time. You pull out your trusty egg that you carry with you all the time. Which one? I've had like 100 of them. Spearmaster looks at it over it cautiously. Oh, curiously. It has a hard shell, so I'm not sure how effective your spears or my spears would be in siphoning from it, but I suppose it's worth a shot. You place the egg on the ground and line it up neatly for a clean throw from one of Spearmaster's spears. You take aim and throw the egg throw a direct hit into the egg. It immediately distorts the space around it like a miniature black hole. It's too late for us now. We're about to get sucked. Shield your eyes. A bright, extremely bright, but only for a moment, and with all its might, Spearmaster's spear sucks the singularity into it, absorbing it as a nutrient. The distortion of space subsides, but Spearmaster's spear is attached to the umbilical begin to grow with a blinding light. What is this? I can't absorb it all. Reach your hand out to rescue the Spearmaster. The Sphere Master struggles for a moment before the body collapses in on itself into a single point of matter smaller than your eye can perceive. But with it, all other surrounding matter begins to be absorbed into the point as well. In a cascading collapse, you try to run, but you begin to be absorbed into the point almost as fast as you try to react. Before you know it, your body is spaghettified, and your surroundings go black, yet somehow you're still conscious. Observe. Now that's a Who is this? Within the expansive blackness, you seem to see an unfamiliar silhouette. Mechanical noises whiz as it slowly pivots away towards your location. Little creature. You're my first visitor, but hopefully not the last. I expected I would be visited by one of my own, but I suppose a dim-witted creature like you will suffice. Is it Pebbles? This is pretty unlore, my man. Shh. There is much work to be done, and I could use a helper. This is just the beginning. You shrug. There's not much else to do in this void, and you don't feel like wasting your brain cells trying to reason around a dating sim story arc. You get to work. Accept the fate. Maybe I should have hit restart, because I wanted to see what the other ones were. Alrighty. So yeah, that was fun. I used DevTools to get myself back here. Let's go east. You travel to the east to a large expanse of water littered with small islands and outcroppings of industrial waste and the skeletons of civilizations long forgotten. When you arrive at this water's edge, you search around for a little while, and then you find a small cave that you think will be suitable for a home for you. You step into the entrance and make yourself comfortable. However, you begin to hear some noise. It sounds like someone is moving around and making sounds, but you cannot make out what it is because the noise is coming from further inside the cave. You are uneasy and unsure of what to do. Hello? A creature suddenly springs out at alarming speed. It's another slug cat like you, except blue-colored and some kind of strange aquatic gills on their face. They jump up and down in excitement upon seeing you. It's another slug cat, it's another slug cat, it says, clearly energetic one. He continues speaking excitedly. Ha! Another slug cat. Did you come to scavenge materials too? I'm scavenging for love. Heart emoji. Without listening to your response, the gill slug cat jumps on top of you. Mwah! You smell so good. You are so good. Whoa, calm down there, you're being obnoxious. You reply. It's not that I don't have anything against it. It's not that you don't have anything against it per se. But this one just seems to be incredibly excited to see you, and that makes you uncomfortable. Are you afraid of me? The blue creature asked. Yeah, a little. The slug cat suddenly leans forward and whispers into your ear. That isn't fear. That is respect. Like a slug cat with some fear in their eyes. Like a challenge. You have a challenge for me, don't you? You still do not know what to make of this slug cat. Its body is blue and slimy, and you do not feel particularly well about it. You would prefer to have a less hyperactive friend. You notice that it is watching you very carefully, as if it's waiting for a chance to pounce on you. You cannot help but feel that it is a little bit too friendly, and you're not quite sure why. Perhaps it is just the effect of the creature's natural exuberance, and you're overthinking it. Break the silence. I should probably... So anyway, if you're looking to date me, you need to meet my mom first. What? I'm sorry, it's a requirement. Do you want to see her now? Yeah, sure. I guess well. Yeah, it's been a long time since we had a visitor. They excitedly run circles around you and then grasp your hand firmly. Come on, let's go. Before you know it, you're being swiftly dragged out of the cave by them. Whoa. You're rapidly escorted along the surface of the water towards the towering monolith of a structure in the distance. The slug cat does not let up their energy as they take you inside the structure, and quickly weave through a maze of interior passages. Your mother lives here? Yeah, that's right, in this next room. You emerge into a large open metallic chamber, the floors of which are soaked with pools of water. A mechanical device floats around the chamber, gleaming with floating lights. You don't understand. Huh? Wait a moment. What do you mean? She's right there. The slug cat excitedly points towards the floating device, and then randomly does a backflip. What do you mean? You question everything. Was this a trap? Is this inevitable? Is this even a viable partner? There's no doubt in your mind that now that the slug cat must be a construct. A programmed puppet controlled by her mother's voice. She's not truly alive in any way that you can tell. This is simply the next generation of very old tradition, using a very new form of technology as a tool. Nice to meet you. The device floats over to you. Oh, how sweet. Nice to meet you too. You look towards the other slug cat. Is this your new friend? I always enjoy having more company. Their mom seems very polite. You feel a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, I think we're dating now or something. Oh, how adorable. A new member to the family. What's her name? I don't have a name. Yes, you do. Sophanthiel. That's your name. Or ellipses. You have several names. You have more names than any of the other slug cats. How can you not have a name? Their mom seems astonished. It's fine, Mom. Don't be weird about it. The other slug cat interjects. No, we need to give them a nickname. How about Sophanthiel? Oh, that's where it came from. What, Mom? That's what kind of name is that? That sounds dumb. Okay, fine. What about Gorbo? That's where we got Gorbo from. Mom, you're like the worst at coming up with names. Shh, Ruffles. I'm trying to think here. I told you not to call me that. Potato chips. It's okay. Let's just get back on track. Suddenly your stomach starts to rumble. Okay, forget all that. Poor thing, you must be starving. Your partner's mother orbits around you with concern. I believe my child didn't feed you before coming here. They have no manners. You try to track her position as the robotic arm spirals around frantically. They're trying to date you and don't even know how to take care of you. For shame. Nah, that's cool. I'm used to starving. Yep. All I have at the moment are these marshmallows that Ruffle gathered last time we were out. You recoil at the food item. This is not one you're familiar with. You're not sure what to make of it. You can have some. We have plenty. Take the marshmallow or eat the glowy food instead. Why does Moon look weird? Moon doesn't have a nose. And where's the dot? Yes, eat the glowy food. Nah, I'm good. I'll just take one of these. You jump up and grab one of the glowy food items floating in the air. Almost immediately as you touch it, your partner's mother lets out a good old screech, piercing your eardrums. You don't know what's happening. You turn quickly to look back at the other slug cat in confusion, and they appear to be screaming as well. Did I do something wrong? Stop hurting— oh god, I died. Stop hurting my mom. The other slug cat skips across the surface of the water pool at a speed that should not be physically possible. Before you know it, their hands are around your throat, Kinky, and they push you under the water to unhold you there. Not Kinky. You struggle to get free, but there's no hope. The glow of the food floating around— the glow of the floating food items twinkle above the surface of the water, looking like stars. It's a beautiful final vision to end your journey on. Wow. So let's start with, no way, you're nothing. The Gale Slug Cat giggles and then suddenly jumps down a small puddle of water and disappears. The cave becomes very quiet after that. You wonder if they're coming back, maybe it didn't like your answer. Wait. After only a few minutes of waiting, you feel and hear an ominous rumbling. The slug cat springs up out of the puddle excitedly, a huge smile on their face. They are tailed by a monstrous mechanical beast larger than you've ever seen. You are not smiling. You are scared. Roll out of the way. It tried to move, but the beast is practically as large as the entire interior of the cave. Its mechanical jaw crushes around you like a prison, and the other slug cat slips swiftly away with a giggle, while the jaws clamp and shut and shatter every bone in your body. Welcome to the hydraulic press. I'm just gonna shut up. Welcome to the hydraulic press channel. So that's death. Okay, so let's chase after them. You decide to jump down the puddle too and find where they went. You slip down into the frigid water and begin to gasp as the cold water rapidly seeps through your thick skin. You try to look around underwater, but you can't see the other slug cat anywhere. You flare your arms about, try to tread water, but it's no use. You're disoriented, lose track of the way back out, and only a few seconds before you pass out. Okay, now we have— no, I must really gotta be going now. The slug cat looks at you quizzically. You gotta be going now? To go see my mother? No. Yay, I'm so glad, let's go! They pounce on your back, flip over your shoulder, then grasp your hand firmly. Before you can react, you're being swiftly dragged away to the cave out of the cave by them. Yo, dude, wait! You're rapidly escorted along the surface. Ah, same. Interior passages. What do you mean? You can understand me? The device floats over close to you. Of course I can understand you, little one. I comprise a vast network of intelligence. You feel dumb. Of course it can understand you. Why would they bring you to meet their mother if they couldn't understand? This is bad. You wanted to make a good first impression, you're already messing this up. You aren't ready to meet their parents. Why must these things always be so stressful? Haha, yeah, of course, I knew that. I was just kidding. Start to panic. There's no way this advanced machine isn't already judging your intelligence. You're blowing this. How embarrassing. You need to find a way out. You turn to make a dash for the room's exit. Hey, wait, where are you going? The other slughead cries behind you. Just keep running. Hop through the tunnel and crawl as fast as you can. It's the worst day of your life. How could you have made such a fool of yourself? You run, and don't ever look back. I didn't die. Incredible. So, look, I'm looking for a soulmate. Honesty is the best policy, and you tell the machine that you're here to find a soulmate. Your partner's mother looks at you with new eyes. Moonin casually installs one. You creatures and your romantic ideals, how sweet. A soulmate is somebody who will help you find your path in life, being it good or bad. Am I right so far? Yeah, I think so. I'm glad you were brought here to find someone special. Someone who will love and cherish you forever. It's important to find somebody to share your life with. To find somebody who will accept you for who you are and love you unconditionally. Yo, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Smile at the kind machine lady. Suddenly your stomach starts to rumble. Okay, yeah, same. So I will take the marshmallow now. You stick this marshmallow in your mouth and immediately not what you were expecting. While it is soft and chewy like a good slime mold would be, it has an added layer of awful spice. It's actually so gross, your entire mouth is on fire. And as you swallow, you feel as if acid is running through your insides. You fall to the ground in pain. What did you just eat? The world around you gets blurry as fire rages inside. This will be your final meal. What did I just eat? So it's egg time. Ah, you would like me to read this? It's a bit dusty, but I'll do my best. Hold on. The mother begins to explain the properties of the egg in excruciating detail. Oh no, I don't explain it. Make food with it. Of course, it's been a while since I've cooked a proper meal. The machine twirls around the air excitedly. With this egg, we can make a classic yet somewhat modern slug cake. Yummy. You need more than an egg for that, you say as you ponder the orbulous egg. I can improvise. Have you know that I'm a very capable cook. Okay, good luck, Mom. When she suddenly pauses in the air with the egg. Wait a second, this egg? Yeah, it's an egg. This egg is just the right amount of portable. Yeah, eggs tend to be that way. And this recipe would be just the right technical implementation. Implement this food into my mouth. Could this be the solution? Solution to my hunger, yes. Suddenly, she suddenly cracks the egg in half. A forceful suction begins that pulls the machine and all of the floating lights into it. As they collect into a central point, as if all of their lights began to combine and create an increasingly blinding glow. The suction only grows stronger, pulling the water, rocks, and surrounding metal into it. You and your partner are caught up in it and get assimilated as well. Open your eyes. And this... What am I looking at? It's like that Quiznos commercial in the early 2000s. In this white void, everything is combined. Your memories remain, but so too have you acquired the memories of your partner and family. You have found your soulmate, or have you become your soulmate? It seems like one and the same. A perfect, undeniable, shared understanding of each other. A soul combined with unison. This is the state of being you were searching for. You are sure of it. Retry. Okay, I did it right this time. So we get assimilated with Rivulet, south. To the south, you approach a land of waste and ruins, the scattered byproducts of bygone eras lie strewn across the landscape, and mounds that resemble artificial hills and mountains. Proceed further. Suddenly, in the distance, you see a crimson-colored slugcat. She is aggressive and seems to have the ability to create explosions from her body, and propel herself around with shockwaves. She is a mother slugcat who is grieving the loss of her children. Regardless, She's your only hope at continuing your lineage. You must choose to approach her carefully, or else she'll flee due to being terrified or grief-stricken. Which also begs the question, is Artificer a MILF or a cougar? I'll leave that to you. Throw the egg at her. Here, take this. You fling the explosive egg at her in an attempt to subdue her. The egg shatters when it hits the ground, instantly beginning to generate a space-time singularity. The other slug creates her own explosion, parrying the egg back towards you, like that one scavenger. You try to run away, but the shockwave of the explosion slams into you, hurting you severely. You lie on the floor, dying, as the slug cat looks at you with pity. She utters a last few words. I am sorry, but you should have known better than to mess with the mother slug cat on the hunt. Should have known better. Okay, let's sneak up on her. You remain silent and hidden among the tall blades of grass, slowly approaching the mother slug cat. Your body is shaking nervously and her eyes twitching. Your efforts of remaining unseen are in vain, and the mother slug cat looks directly at you. You feel your heart pounding as she stares into your eyes. She lets out a loud hiss. Jumping backwards in exaggerated fashion, she is scared of you, just as you are of her. It seems you share a tragic bond. Both of you are lonely individuals. I will give her a rock. You pick the rock up and hand it to the mother slug cat. She holds it in her hand and stares at it. She doesn't seem to be pleased. She places it in her mouth, coating it with an explosive substance. She spits it out, having turned the rock into an explosive. She holds it in her paws and seems to admire it, and then throws it at you. It explodes upon impact with you, causing you to fall backwards. You are dazed and confused, and the world spins around you. You struggle to breathe, and the world fades to black. Okay, I guess we should blush at her. That face! You giggle at her exaggerated jump and blush. She stares at you angrily and begins heading away from you. Your despair wells up inside of you. It's your last chance. You have to take it now. I know what you really need. You say this and she looks back with curiosity. What could you possibly know about me? She asked. You're lonely. She looks away sadly, and her body begins shaking. She stumbles backwards and falls onto the ground with a gasp and says, You understand perfectly. She begins crying loudly as you sit by her. You stroke her face with your long, slimy fingers and she stops crying. You need egg, so that would be the final one. You need children. She looks at you in confusion, and you explain yourself. We could populate this world and make new children. She growls angrily and begins to cry again. I had children once. She looks at you angrily and spits in your face. They cannot be replaced. She disappears, leaving behind a dust cloud. Oh? You weep as she leaves. And then you pack your things and leave as well. Return to shelter. The rain is starting to come and you spent so much time talking that you forgot to eat. You lay down and accept your fate. Oopsie. Let's keep moving towards her. You continue moving cautiously, approaching the mother slug at a slow pace. It isn't working. She remains frightened of you. You try to think of how to calm her, but it seems your efforts are in vain. She grabs a spear lying on the ground next to her. You watch as she aims it directly at you. Please don't hurt me, baby. You find yourself saying. Her spear releases, flying straight towards you in an attempt to dodge, but no avail. It pierces straight through you, and you fall on the ground. You've been killed by the mother slug cat. Killed by death. So it's a blush. You're cute. Heart emoji. You let out the words. The truth. You cannot hold back. Mother slug cat turns her head and she begins walking towards you with a curious expression on her face. She rubs your head with her paw and you can feel the heart pounding in your chest. She hugs you with one of her paws and you hug back. She softly smiles. Gives you a kiss on the cheek. You take her paw in your hand and look into her eyes. Behind her, the sun bursts through the clouds, casting an array of beautiful colors on the landscape. The rain stops falling, and a rainbow forms overhead. Regurgitate a pearl from your stomach. Blech. You have a large round pearl from the stomach and offer to her. Immediately, 100 scavengers emerge out of the side of the pearl with raised spears. You back away. The mother slug cat hisses and spits at them. The scavengers growl in anger and begin charging at you both. Two of you are outnumbered, but you have each other, and that's all you need. You You both stand ready for a fight, and Mother Slugcat fights valiantly against the vicious horde of scavengers. But you are ultimately overcome. You sacrifice yourself, taking several of the scavengers with you. She escapes without so much as a scratch, leaving you to die a warrior's death. That's not usually how they go with Saphanthiel, but let's just say that it, you know, in a garbage waste. Yeah, it kind of went that way. Impressive. See, wait! She stops walking, her back still facing you. Your voice trembles as you speak out to her again, tears running down your face. She slowly turns around to face you once more. It seems you have nothing to lose, so you try one last thing to convince her. Please go out with me. Help, I just wanted chicks. She stares at you and begins laughing. You feel mentally crushed by her laugh. You're pitiful, she says. I'm going to end you. The Mother Slugcat suddenly pounces on you. It's quick and vicious, and it's all over before you have time to react. That's what you really need. You need an egg. You take the egg out you've been carrying around and give it to her. She accepts it, and her eyes brighten up. With a smile on her face and the egg in her hand, she sits down and places it in her mouth and coats it with transformative bacteria. She spits it back and places it on the ground. The egg begins to glow with a bright light. She steps back and stares at it, and the egg begins to transform. Figures emerge from the light. What did you just do? Oh, they're weird. Mother, we are reborn. We have reintroduced to the existence. We are family now. Ellipses. The new creatures look like the Mother Slugcat, and she is happy. She hugs the figures, and they embrace her back. You feel like you have finally done something right, and you have. Goodbye loneliness, goodbye sadness, hello family. Walk into the light and embrace them. You walk towards the figures emerging from the light, and they embrace you. Their slimy bodies feel warm to the touch, and you feel tears escape your eyes. You have never felt so loved in your life. You enter the light as a family. Okay, let's go west. You travel to the west, towards a very overgrown section of the world. The world has once filled with amazing things, and vegetation is one of them. By traveling to the west, you are searching towards a place that is grown wild with plants and flowers. As you make your way up a hill, you see a large, hefty Slugcat, who seems to have no problem maintaining their diet in this challenging world. As you watch, you notice they seem to have the ability to generate infinite objects by regurgitating them from their stomach. You approach carefully, unsure of whether to attack or speak to them. Spear them! The spear flies through the air in an arc and lands in front of the hefty Slugcat. They look at it, and then they look at you. You back up slowly, unsure of what they will do. They pick up the spear, sniff it, and then throw it at you. You try to duck, but get hit in the leg. Ah! Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you would catch it. The heavy Slugcat says, running towards you. What? The spear. I threw it so you would catch it. I didn't mean to hit you. You just stare at them in disbelief. Hold your leg in pain. The Slugcat runs towards you, and they trip over their own feet, and their entire body weight falls on top of you. You hear a loud crunch as your vision goes black. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that either. The hefty Slugcat is cut off as the egg-like object in your hand explodes, killing you both instantly. Wow. Okay, pick up a rock and throw it at the gourmand. You pick up a small rock and throw it at the hefty Slugcat. It bounces off their fat exterior, completely unfazed. The hefty Slugcat stares at you, narrowing their eyes. You widen your eyes and begin to sweat profusely, preparing for the heavy Slugcat's retaliation. The hefty Slugcat walks towards you, raises a tiny stubby arm, and pokes you in the forehead. I wasn't expecting to see someone else out here. You're not from the Mid Colony, right? They ask. Oh, no, I'm looking for another Slugcat to be my mate. Oh, well. You say. Oh, so that's it. I can tell by the way you said it. It's not an easy thing. I can tell by the way you said it. It's not an easy thing for you to say. Things have been tough lately, haven't they? Nah, I'm pro gamer. Hefty Slugcat stares at you, chins wobbling. You're a pro gamer? You nod. The hefty Slugcat stares at you, seemingly in thought. A pro gamer, huh? I've never heard of that one before. I've heard of plenty others, but that's a new one. It's true, though. The hefty Slugcat stares at you and puts his finger to their chin. I'm afraid a liar is all that I see before me. Liars have been known to make the most insane claims. Your heart rate increases. You've never been under such great pressure. Lamau, a liar? Nah, check this out. I can pull out a pro gamer move. You throw your egg by your feet and prepare to use the gravity manipulation strat to fling yourself super far with the singularity. Perform your frame perfect input. You pounce to the edge of the singularity's gravity field and slide cancel backwards into the outer 5% of the shockwave's radius. You are 2 pixels off, however, and immediately get sucked into the core of the singularity. Every atom in your body is jostled as you become extremely dead. Just not normally dead, extremely dead. Okay, I'm going to greet them. You cautiously move forward, staying in a low to the ground. As you approach, the large slug catch slowly, unsure of how they react. As you get close, you say hello to them. The sudden sound of your voice startles them, and they instinctively roll up into a ball and begin to tumble down the hill toward you. Unsure of what to do, you duck and cover. This is highly ineffective, and they land directly on top of you. You feel the air in your lungs forced out by the sheer force of their weight. And your last thoughts of how heavy they felt as you die from the collision. Well done. Okay, I guess, Rock. It's like, it's been so tough. It has? Tell me, have you been hurt at all? The hefty slugcat asked. I'm just always in danger. Ah, I can respect that. The world we live in is a harsh one, and it's rare to find somebody who can put up with that kind of lifestyle. Suddenly, 3 red lizards and a giant centipede emerge over the hill. The hefty slugcat looks at them, and rage fills their eyes. See, this is exactly what I'm saying. How can I put this? The heavy slugcat says. I think you may be cursed. What? I'm not cursed, I'm just unlucky. No, if there's such a thing as destiny, whoever was responsible for designing your fate legitimately hates you. Stupid. Even though it's fucking true. It is. Tell me, have you had any happy moment in your life? Hefty slugcat asks. No. Exactly, you're destined to suffer. So it's only natural that you'd have difficulty finding love. Okay, that's cool and stuff, but we're kind of surrounded. The hefty slugcat looks behind you. You follow their gaze to see that 3 red lizards and the giant centipede have surrounded you. Go ahead and fight them. I'm a peace-loving slugcat. Fighting isn't really my thing, the hefty slugcat said. Gourmand is one of the strongest in certain situations. You sigh and turn to face your enemies behind you. The 3 lizards hiss and growl, flashing their teeth. Before you get a chance to do anything, you're covered by their spit, while they quickly maul you to death. That's on brand. I'm lonely. I hear that. Things have been getting worse for us, haven't they? It's been tough for myself as well, the hefty slugcat says. Really? You're huge and have like infinity supplies. How you lonely? I can produce many things from my stomach, but love is not one of them. The hefty slugcat sighs and sits near you. You realize that the ground is wet, but you sit as well. I'm gonna pat them on the back. You pat the hefty slugcat on the back, extending your arm as far as it can go. You feel a slight pain in your arm, but you push through. Thanks, I really need that, the hefty slugcat says, extending their own arm out. They pat you on the head. You feel warm and fuzzy. Somehow you don't feel alone anymore. What are you doing here right now? Gathering food and supplies for my colony. You have a whole colony? Yeah, of course. We're not all loners like you. How big we talking? I'd say about 30 or 40, give or take a few. Whoa! Out of all of them, I want to be with you. The hefty slugcat looks at you with a strange look in their eye. Are you sure that's what you want? Yes, I've never been more sure of anything in my life. With that, the hefty slugcat smiles. Alrighty then, so as long as you're sure about this, let's do it. Nod your head. This is the happiest moment of life. Take their hand and go somewhere private. You walk with the hefty slugcat hand in hand. You're both nervous and excited. This is what you've been waiting for. Once you reach a place private, you stop and start making a bonfire. You stare at them, confused. Now what you doing? You're inviting me for a private dinner. Weren't you inviting me for a private dinner? Oh yeah, of course. Still laughing nervously. You start coughing excessively and stare at them worried. That would make you, that is, what should I make for us to eat? That's the egg one. You decide. I wanted you. You take a deep breath and look into their eyes. I want you to be my mate, Ubu. Her eyes widen and the hefty slugcat goes through a list of emotions. The first is shock, then happiness, then fear, then anger. They fall back and start involuntarily spitting items from their mouth. My God, are you okay? A bomb drops out of the mouth as they fumble to try and pick it up. However, it accidentally detonates. You close your eyes from the blast and feel the heat on your back. You disintegrate. Damn. Let's hold their hand. You reach your hand out to hold theirs, curious of the reaction. They look at you in a confused expression, but they grab onto you as well. I'm Gourmand, the hefty slugcat says. You say and you say before realizing that you don't know your own name. I forgot my name. It's okay, it'll probably come back to you eventually, Gourmand says. Cool. What you doing out here? Not if all of them want to be with you or, yo, hook me up! What? You nervously ask the heavy slugcat to look. You nervously ask if the heavy slugcat could hook you up with a mate in their colony. The hefty slugcat lets out a low, rumbling chuckle. I doubt any of the slugcats I know would be interested in someone like you. Damn. You're small, scrawny, and have no combat. Damn! Bruh. Literally none of the slugcats in your colony could survive the stuff I went through, you say. What do you mean, the stuff you went through? You know, why is this one text different? The pre-cycle rain, the Mirror's vultures, red creatures, the million food pips I need to fill every cycle, the nacho cheese, deadly snails, those train lizards, all that worm grass, whatever the hell that gimmick in Chimney was, Peb. It just goes, oh, it's the button, it just goes off the screen. You list many dangerous things encountered on his journey to find a mate. I don't know what any of that stuff means. The hefty slugcat seems even more confused. Never mind, you say. I'll just find the colony. Lol. You begin to walk, but the hefty slugcat stops you. I can't let you do that. You're an intruder. I need to see it. What if my fated mate is there? I can't let this go. The hefty slugcat stares at you with apathy. Look, I get that you have needs, and I sympathize. But if you go to our colony, we're gonna have issues. Maneuver your way best. I'm sorry, the hefty slugcat says. But the heavy slugcat suddenly slides toward you at an incredibly alarming speed. What? You don't get to finish the sentence before the hefty slugcat slams into your midsection. The force of the heavy slugcat's weight smashes you to the ground, and you let out a pained yell. And the heavy slugcat presses down on top of you. As you wince as the heavy slugcat's immense weight crushes your frail body. Damn. I'm gonna give them a hug. You wrap your arms around this hefty slugcat's large exterior, but your arms cannot reach all the way around. The hefty slugcat laughs and says, "You're cute." You're not sure how to respond, so you laugh nervously. The hefty slugcat is just standing there laughing. You're really warm, you say, trying to think of something to say. Yeah, I suppose I am. The hefty slugcat says and begins laughing again. Neither of you know what to say and sit there in silence for a while. Now, what you doing out here? I want to be with you. It's a private place. What you doing? You decide, I guess. Alright, they say. I'll make a feast. Whatever you want, my love. You both sit on some logs around the bonfire, watching it burn. You watch as they begin to cook more food than you've ever seen. Are you sure you can eat all that, you ask? Begin laughing and nod their head. I'm a really big slugcat. I need a lot of food. You stare at them in amazement. You've never seen such a creature that large move around in such rapid manner before. Start eating the food as it's prepared. The hefty slugcat sits down next to you and you begin eating the food they've made. Fill your stomach up faster than you have in any other cycle before. The slugcat smiles and hands you more food. Oh, no thanks. I've already at max food pips. Nonsense. Please enjoy my cooking. Don't insult the chef. You force yourself to keep eating beyond your limits. Suddenly the game crashes with an index out of range error HUD.food meter. That's amazing. Okay, egg time. You take out the egg from your pouch and offer it to the hefty slugcat. They smile and begin grinning from ear to ear. You brought me food, they say. Yeah, you want it? You ask nervously. Yes, I want it. Give it to me. They begin heating the egg over the fire, making scrambled eggs. How did you know I love eggs? The hefty slugcat says, beaming, and you stare into them. Still nervous and unsure of what to say. I don't know. Watch them cook. The egg crack. As the egg cooks, reality itself begins to bend around the resultant food product. Time seems to warp, and you watch as the steam rises in slow motion. It's as if the salt, pepper, and heat of the fire all bend space and time to reach the primordial state of deliciousness. You stare at the heavy slug cat with bewilderment, but your mouth can't help but salivate. With sudden primal hunger, the other slug cat greedily consumes all of the egg. Their body begins to glow and levitate, and infinite matter begins to radiate from their mouth. Shield my eyes. The light is blinding, as if it has consumed everything out of the singular point of the slug cat's mouth. The subatomic particles rain as they combine into atoms, and then into more complex elements and matter. Slowly, the light begins to consolidate into a dimmer afterglow. The cycle has been completed. A new universe has been born. You have a lot of work to do. I am God now. Okay, what's down? You descend beneath the ground into the deepest reaches where the nature of reality distorts. The fog demons roam, and the past civilizations border the void. Surely, for someone with your experiences, this would be the most appropriate location to potentially find a mate to spend your life with. However, it is not always so. Once the search begins, one does not always find what they're looking for. Explore the void. The void is a place of instability and decay. It is a place that can't even be properly defined or accurately described. Rather, it is a state of non-conformity in which everything may be possible and nothing is certain. You look around and see that you are not alone. There are other creatures like yourself scuttling around amongst the rocks. You hear a sound like chomping of jaws. You need to be careful, it's very dark here, and predators could be hidden around any corner. It's right behind me, isn't it? I'm gonna look behind me. What are you? You turn around to immediately see a large figure behind you. You're not entirely sure what you're looking at, or perhaps a pair of enormous feet. Look up. Your eyes trail further up. It's a big creature, all right. Look at those muscles. It's very, very well defined. You can blush a little, but also feel that you are suddenly in very real danger. Look all the way up. You look up and see a terrifying face form, a monstrous bestial visage that fills you with unquenchable dread. You recognize the face anywhere. You try to resist the urge to squeal in delight. You're their biggest fan. Feel the muscles. This creature grabs you by the neck and lifts you off the ground by your fleshy appendages. See long, sharpened canine teeth on the upper jaw protrude as the beast opens its mouth to bite you. The creature is without doubt the largest, most powerful predator you've ever come across. The way that it stands and holds itself suggests an immense amount of strength and stability. Blush profusely. There's a quick flash of life, accompanied by a loud pang that rings in your ears. The large creature suddenly goes limp and collapses on the ground. It's impossible. It should be invincible. I feel a presence. Hello, was that guy bothering you? A green-colored slog cart floats down from the sky in front of you. It has an aura of tranquility around it. Yet some part of your mind feels some instinctive primal fear amongst this very being. The slug cat has an extremely long tongue, quite a bit different from any other slug cat you've encountered before. In any case, this is the first of your species you've encountered that could be an eligible mate. Wow, please lick me. The slug cat gives you a strange look, but then complies. Their tongue launches at you, slapping you across the cheek. As it retracts, the stickiness of it pulls you towards it, causing you to faceplant on the floor. It was less romantic than you thought it would be. Actually quite insulting. Lay there in embarrassment. You lay face planted on the floor, feeling kind of dumb. You roll over to your side, expecting to see them laughing at you. Instead, you see the slug cat casually floating over to take your egg. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What do you think you're doing there, buddy? They ignore you and continue towards the egg. Don't touch that! They finally stop their pursuit and look at you. Why? They ask with an expressionless look. Trust me, it won't taste good. Oh, I was not going to eat it. Plus, I'm more of a taco guy myself. They give the slightest impression of a grin, then turn back towards the egg. Take back the egg. You sprint towards the slug cat and grab the egg before it does. That's all yours. You're not going to let this random dude touch your precious cargo. Who do you think you are? This is mine. Get back. The slug cat leisurely turns their head backwards and launches their tongue at you again. It sticks firmly to your torso when you feel a harsh tug as the tongue pulls back and swiftly drags you across the ground. finally releasing its stick on you to fling you off the edge of the cliff. You fall into the darkness below, and as you lay struggling to move your body, a black lizard slips out of a nearby pipe and makes quick work of you in your defenseless state. And, I never actually tested to see if Saint's tongue could pull on things, or if I would just go with it. Science time. Look up. Look all the way up. Can I have your autograph? The beast stares at you and begins to move towards you slowly. It opens its jaws and shrieks, a sound like anything you've ever heard before. You're awestruck by its appearance, and it appears, and the feeling that is amplified by the divine presence you feel as its vocals resonate through your chest. It slams a large black talon upon you, pinning your body to the floor. Blush profusely. There's a quick flash of light accompanied by a loud pang that rings in your ears. Okay, you're looking fine. Thanks, I just got my hair cut. My fur was getting pretty long. They look you over from head to toe. It doesn't seem to be particularly flirtatious, more of a method of thorough inspection. You become self-conscious about your many flaws. Ah, yeah, me too. Fur. Since when did members of your species have fur? You can't recall ever getting a haircut your entire life. They're seeming more and more foreign to you. Could they really be an eligible mate? Why did you respond with me too? You've been too anxious about this encounter. Really think about what you're saying. Pet them. Curiosity gets the best of you, and you reach out to feel their skin. It is the same as yours. What would this residual fur even feel like? However, they immediately jump back. Well, you're certainly very interesting, but it seems it's not such a good idea for me to meet you right now. Best be going. You didn't mean to make them uncomfortable. Hold up! Before you get the chance to say any more, they shoot their tongue to the ceiling and begin swinging away to the distance. A strange specimen. Unfortunately, now you're just alone again. Stumble around in the darkness. It would help if you had a light source, but you do not. As you stumble around, you feel something tickle against your skin. Something turns into many things, before suddenly two large fangs sink into the back of your neck. Your corpse is dragged away by a large spider as it returns to its burrow. I don't like that. Gonna interview the creature. Golden lizard, from Echo. You attempt to formulate a proper sentence, but find that you are too terrified to even speak. The beast does something that causes your mouth to gape open as your eyes widen in terror. The creature steps forward and looks down at you with malice in its eyes. You feel a tremendous pressure as the creature's horrible visage is applied to yours. You are powerless. Same. Thanks, you're my hero. You reply to the slugcat in your best courting tone, hoping to impress upon it the seriousness of the situation you were in. However, you have no reaction from the slugcat. Instead, you receive a feeling of trepidation from it, as if it knows something you don't. This causes you to have a second thoughts about making a move. Hey, you good? You question the slugcat's response to you. You're just not feeling the vibes, and want to make sure that you're on the same wavelength with your potential mate. You try to assure the slugcat. Yo, something must be wrong with my eyes, because I can't take them off of you. Are you trying to imply something? The slugcat asked, looking a bit annoyed. Yeah, you picking up what I'm throwing down? Yeah, you're making fun of my eyes. What? No! Throw down another one. Look, you're a time traveler because I see you in my future. You say, well, striking a pose. Yes, the slugcat replies with a straight face. What? Yes, I am a time traveler. We all are. We follow the cycle. Oh, okay. Look, dude, I just want to go out with you. Oh. The slugcat pauses for a few seconds, looking disappointed in you. In that case, no, I will not go out with you. Why? Not interested in relationships, I have higher priorities. The slugcat looks away, as if trying to find an exit to this interaction as soon as possible. I'll offer you a gift. Okay, look, before you give up on me, the slugcat looks disinterested in whatever reasoning you might be about to give. I got you a gift, look. Hand the slugcat your egg. This offering will help you win them over. To your surprise, her expression immediately changes. Where did you find that? You give this to me? I'll give it to you if you go out with me. Done. I would marry you in exchange for this. The slugcat swiftly reaches for the egg, huh? Let's not go that far yet. Do you have any idea what this is? The slugcat takes the gift and admires it deeply. Egg. Yes, it will finally solve everything. The fur stands up on end. Okay, honey buns, what do you have to do? Do what you have to do. I love you. The slug cat settles the egg on the ground and stares at it with determination. Let me take care of this, it'll all be over soon. They enter into a deep concentration and begin to levitate slightly above the ground. A bright X-shaped light forms above their head and they begin to travel towards the egg. As the light settles over the egg, it begins to grow increasingly brighter. Then, in a quick culmination, the light is met with a deafening pang as it ruptures the egg. Cover my ears. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, let's investigate the sound. You cautiously edge around the corner, your eyes peering into the darkness. You see nothing, but hear the chomping jaws again. As if perfectly blended into the darkness, a black mouth of a lizard springs out from the darkness behind you. It's an ambush predator, and you fall into the jaws of a carnivorous monster. There's a fiery pain before the world fades away. Lame. So let's don't let up. The slug cat doesn't know what it's talking about. This slug cat doesn't know what it's talking about. What higher priority could there possibly be than you? Being your mate is the only priority that matters. You just need to make the slug cat realize their mistake. Well, I'm not leaving here without a mate, and you're not leaving here without me either. You stand your ground, however, the ground doesn't help you much, as the other slug cat simply takes flight in the air and swiftly leaves. Make chase. You turn to chase the slug cat, but are interrupted as you hear a loud pang sound again, or at least you would have heard it if the neural synapses between your brain and your ears weren't shattered in that same instance. Instead, you hear nothing, for you have ascended. Boing. So let's give up. You accept this reasoning. No need to force the issue further. You can find another mate elsewhere. You wave goodbye to the slug cat and it takes flight into who knows where. However, you're also very close to the Void Sea. Perhaps you should just take the dive and procrastinate on worrying about relationships until you've stripped your mortal coil. You begin to trip through the depths, deep into the subterranean caverns, nearing the bottom of the world. You descend further and further down. However, as you reach a room before the Void Sea, an invisible void worm clips through the wall and shatters every bone in your body. What the hell? I thought that glitch was fixed a while ago. Crunch. Okay, let's wait and observe. What do you do with the egg? You know what you do with the egg, but part of you is curious to see what other uses they might have. Does this slug cat know something you don't? You sit back and watch. What are you doing with it then? I don't know how this got into your possession, but I've been looking for this for a long time. Cool, what do you need it for? This will finally solve everything. The slug cat's furs stand up on end. Okay. Sure, dude, you can borrow it for a bit. Slug cat settles the egg on the ground and stares at it with determination. Let's take care of this, it'll all be over soon. Deep concentration, begin to levitate. Exit. Bright lights. And ruptures the egg. I'm going to cover my ears. And we have this. Do these lead to anything different? It does not appear it. Well, considering this is the last one, I'm going to accept my fate as, rectangle. With, Saint Tangle over here.